School was an interesting setting to say the least. It's like the biggest real-life crossover we'll ever have. Almost as big as Smash Bros. Before they turned into Weenie Hut Juniors. They just be letting anyone in that game now. Only in the classroom will the athletes collab with the Hot Cheeto Girls and the Odd Squad for a school project. Mix that in with the snitches, the teachers' pets, the sleeping beauties, the sleeping uglies, the dudes that would draw Sonic characters, give them a random name and add the hedgehog to the bottom of the paper. As specific as that sounds, yes, that is a real thing. And then, there was me. See, none of you guys were me. I was king of the school. I was like Jimmy Hopkins at the end of Bully. 100 nerd respect, 100 jock respect, 100 see me after class from the teachers. Is what I would say if any of that were true. I was a class clown, but guys, we need to start putting more respect on the names of class clowns. I wear my title of former class clown like a WWE championship. It was not an easy feat at all. We had to make sacrifices. We had to sacrifice our education, our love life, hell, even our literal asses. Because I hope you guys know that when we went home after getting those phone calls, we didn't go home to loving parents that didn't care about what we did. We went home to the belt. You had to be funny 24/7. No days off. It almost got a little stressful.
But Sparky, you didn't have to be a class clown, you know? That's always an option.
No, it wasn't. In fact, that's honestly the biggest misconception about being a class clown. Once you sign up for it, it's not something you can just do once in a while. It's something you have to keep up with, literally, every day. You can literally feel the energy is off in the classroom when the class clown isn't performing. And as a class clown, you're gonna have those days where you just don't feel like yourself. 9 times out of 10 because your parents had to deal with you the previous night. Should be fine, right? You should be able to just sit in class and be quiet and just be depressed, right? Well, POV. I can't believe they just beat my ass like that, son. Fuck none of these niggas for real, bro. I'm at home getting beaten. None of these niggas care about me, son. Fuck none of these niggas like that.
Yo, Sparky, like, you good, bro? Like, why you not saying nothing funny today, bro? Like, everything good with you?
Yeah, bro, I just want to be left alone right now, bro. Like, I'm chilling. I'm trying to get my work done. I'm not trying to get in trouble again.
Yo, Sparky, what's that shit you did yesterday? I'm like, that shit had me weak, bro. Like, yo, do that shit again real quick.
Bro, that's the same thing that got my game taken away, bro. I'm trying to get my game back, man. I be bored at home. Please, just let me do my thing, man. Let me do my work, man.
Sparky, why you not entertaining the class today? You got your console taken away? You got in trouble?
Yo,
I ain't gonna lie, gang, like,
not even doing his work.
look
Ah,
at
look at that
that
kid. Oh my god. I think it's I can't even say it, bro. He just it's not shaking himself. Like, I don't know. Oh my god, he's so sad. Oh, like, oh my god, look at him.
Cheer up, like, it was not that deep.
4 fucking seconds! It took you 4 fucking seconds to piss me off again! God damn it, I'm weak. No, I can't handle it.
As you guys can see, being the class clown is a full-time job. People rely on you. There's actually someone that told me before that I literally made their day by just being myself. And this student was one that wasn't always necessarily doing the best mentally, so honestly that made me feel good. Now I can't stop. Being in this position, people really either love you or they hate you. If you were ugly growing up like me, chances are most of them probably hated you. Which is crazy because so many girls pretended like they hated me, but they always looked to me in class to make the class interesting. Like, pick a role. Do you hate me or not? I remember I was transferring to this new school, and this was a different type of school from my old school, so everything that they did there worked a little bit differently. We had to, like, pass our papers up to the person in front of us till it got all the way to the front of the classroom so that we could give those papers to the teachers. So I passed my paper up to this girl, and she quite literally refuses to take my paper. So I'm like, what's good with you? Why take my paper? And you know what this girl has the nerve to say to me? No, I don't like you. Do it yourself. You don't like me, and you're literally the first, and I cannot stress this enough, the first person to look at me whenever class gets boring. The first person to look at me whenever the teachers say, you know what, everyone needs to be quiet, so that I could make a joke, and the whole entire class could just start bursting out in tears. And this was a reoccurring thing too. This is honestly why I was not worried about females until like my last year of middle school. And even then, that wasn't even because of something that I wanted to deal with. That's just the first time a girl ever admitted that she liked me. Do you know how groundbreaking that is? When your objective is nothing more than to watch anime, watch movies, play games, and when it's time for school, just be yourself and make people laugh. It's like the second coming of Christ. It's just something that doesn't happen. Teachers are either gonna love or hate you. Now, there's always gonna be that teacher that's low-key cool with all the bad kids even though she yells at them from time to time. And I gotta say, I love that teacher. I'm still cool with my 4th grade teacher because she was one of those teachers. Because even beyond just classroom antics, she took the time to get to know all her students, good or bad, made us feel good, and like, she'd even invite us upstairs for lunch. Like, how cool is that? That's amazing. Shout out to you, Miss C. Then you got the other teachers. Mind you, these teachers may or may not care about some of their students, but one thing is very consistent with all of them. They mainly there so that they could get that paycheck. So if anything, whether that be a student, a roach, or a banana peel on the floor, makes that paycheck any harder than it needed to be, then you guys already know that issue was getting dealt with. Get out. I'm calling your mom, and I'm calling your dad, and you got detention next week, and you get a 12-day suspension, and I don't want to see you on the end of the year trip. Ma'am, it's January. What do you mean the end of the year trip? Speaking of end of the year trips, as a class clown, you're probably gonna miss out on a lot of fun things. In middle school, I didn't get to go on any of the end of the year trips. And they tried to make it seem like it was because of my behavior, but I see through that. In reality, it's just because none of the teachers messed with me. How do I know that? Because one of my friends is literally just as bad as me, and he got to go on the trip. Come to find out later, she actually made a deal with the guy saying, hey, I actually really want you to come along for this trip, so I'm willing to make something work. Why couldn't someone do that for me? That was unforgivable. I will never forgive that teacher. And if I see her on the streets, I'm gonna actually do nothing because I'm not like that. But I'm gonna give her a mean mug. And a mean mug too. Between the plea deals, the pressure, and the physical pain that you have to go through being the class clown, honestly, this last one has to be the best representation of why being the class clown is a full-time job. You lose a lot of time in detention, time that you can't play your games or go on your phone because you got in trouble the previous day. Just so much dedication goes into it. And what do you get in return for all of this? The class clown title in the yearbook? And even then, you might not even get that. Now, after hearing all of that, I'm sure you guys are inclined to ask, was it worth it? And my honest answer is yes and no. I believe that your actions should align with what you want in life. So if you're getting kicked out of class and you want to step into a field that requires good grades, you gotta get it together. But me personally, I don't regret it because it made me who I am today, and I wouldn't change that for the world personally. And growing up, I always knew that I just like to make people feel good, whether that be through making them laugh or just giving people good advice. Through being the class clown, I learned very early on that some people are just gonna hate you. And if I wasn't the class clown growing up, I probably wouldn't figure out the best way to do that now. In fact, I'd probably look for people's validation. But I didn't, and I feel like that's the true testament to who I really was. And here I am now. I mean, you know, not the greatest, but not the worst either. I'm pretty proud of who I became. By the way, we hit 1,000 subscribers. Very surreal. God damn, it's actually pretty crazy that all this is happening so fast. But I genuinely appreciate you guys once again, like from the bottom of my heart. I don't want to give y'all a speech every milestone because I feel like that's going to wear thin very soon, but I got to thank y'all for this one, man, because this is definitely a milestone that I did not see coming, especially so fast. So thank you guys so much. Sparky out.